Fox News chief congressional correspondent. The application process for skilled worker visas starts today. This is the existing program, and American companies are expected to fill every available slot by this Friday. A total of 65,000 H-1B visas go to foreigners with at least a bachelor's degree. Another 20,000 visas go to foreign nationals with advanced degrees from American universities. The last time businesses reached the limit within a week was back in 2008. With more than 20 million Americans now out of work or having given up looking for work altogether, the question of foreign workers displacing American workers is likely to be reignited. Joining us tonight, Katie Pavlich. She's news editor at townhall.com. Katie, good to have you with us. And Stephen Hayes, senior writer for the Weekly Standard, both Fox News contributors. Thank you both for being here. And Katie, let me begin with you. We heard Mario Diaz-Balart say that the president seems to be trying to kill comprehensive immigration reform by demanding acceleration in the process, and suddenly talking with Univision, saying he wants a pathway to citizenship irrespective of border security. Your reaction?
Well, I think President Obama's move on sequestration to use Border Patrol money to not staff the border, but to instead fund managers within Border Patrol, putting some of the border areas at risk by not manning those areas, proves that he's trying to kill this. That means there's going to be less border security and not more, as parts of the border aren't secured. And we've seen now that the only part of this that made it bipartisan up to this point is that border security. And you have Janet Napolitano, President Obama, and many people who work under them saying that we're not going to make a border security standard before we get this path to citizenship rolling again. So it's very clear they're not interested in making the border secure before moving forward with this legislation. And Chuck Schumer's comments over the weekend also say that.
Schumer talking as if the deal were done, Steve. And as Katie suggests, this business of suddenly pushing back against the idea there's a definition for border security.
Yeah.
The Department of Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano, have been charged with defining precisely that for the past more now than 2 years. What's going on?
Right. And look, this is not the first time Chuck Schumer has been premature in declaring a deal was done before a deal was done. He's got a long history of doing this. Look, I think it's not clear yet that President Obama wants to kill this. I think it's equally likely that he just wants to pull it further to the left. I mean, I think if you're the president, if you're looking at this from the White House's perspective, you think, I'm going to continue to pull this thing to the left, continue to make demands that make it harder on Republicans, but give me something closer to what I want, and more interestingly, and I think more pressingly, closer to what the Democratic interest groups want. He wins either way. He wins if it goes down because he can blame Republicans and then run on it in 2014, and he wins if he gets this new comprehensive immigration reform that pulls the bill further left. There was a line in a Politico piece today about precisely this issue, which basically said Democrats in the White House they're feeling all of this pressure to scrap all of the considerations of border security. I mean, that's really quite a big step.
Yeah, but the Politico piece and others have left out one component of the context, and that is that immigration reform or change in immigration law is way down the list of priorities for American voters in poll after poll. It does not rank near the top. Kate, you reported today the number of people crossing the border has doubled rather than declined or met any standard of security. Is this happening across the border in your best judgment?
It is. I've had multiple Border Patrol agents contact me from Arizona to Texas saying that they've seen a doubling, even tripling of illegal foot traffic coming across the border, with illegal immigrants asking where they can go for amnesty, knowing that the border isn't secure. And you have the administration talking out of both sides of their mouth. You have Janet Napolitano for years now saying the border is more secure than ever, but you talk to the people on the ground and doing the hard work, and they're saying, no, no, no. As soon as this talk about amnesty and a deal started, we've seen this traffic double. And it's not just with the Border Patrol, it's with the Pinal County Sheriff's Department as well. So it's a local and state issue as well as a federal issue. And these aren't guys who are coming across with their 10-gallon bottle of water. You look at the photos we have at townhall.com, and you see them they're holding AK-47 style weapons, and they're using this as a way to get into the country.
And as to the issue of workers coming across the border, guest worker programs, the announcement that the AFL-CIO, Steve, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce had reached agreement on the terms of a guest worker program, the so-called W visas, was hailed as progress and an advancement. Did I miss something? When did the AFL-CIO and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce become ex officio agencies of the federal government?
Well, one could be very cynical and argue quite a long time ago, but I won't. I won't. Look, you know, this is part of the problem with this whole discussion. I think it's one of the reasons that Senator Rubio came out so quickly and said, look, all of this needs to slow down. We need additional transparency. He pointed out the Gang of Eight represents 7 different states. You've got 92 senators who haven't really had much of a voice on this, who will insist on a voice. And I think Senator Rubio intends to slow this down considerably, hold hearings, a series of hearings, and basically force a national discussion that the White House frankly doesn't want. I mean, I think the White House would like to pass a bill, a huge bill, once again, where people don't know what's in it and can't raise objections to things that I think many voters might find objectionable.
Yep, they want to do Obamacare again because it is the only one that has really worked for them so far. And now we're finding out it's not working for many other people. Stephen Hayes, thank you very much. Katie Pavlich, thank you very much. We appreciate you both being here.
Thanks, Lou.